You're watching CW Montana. This is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Andrea Lutz. Ahead tonight, now that the 66th session is over, is Governor Bullock turning his attention to a presidential run? We're going to hear from some of the experts. Plus, new technology is helping Montana rake in tourism dollars. We're going to explain just ahead. But first, we begin with this tonight. The Evergreen and Flathead communities mourning the death of a 15-year-old girl killed while she was sleeping in her bed. Well, tonight, a 31-year-old man is behind bars accused of crashing his car into that house and running from the wreckage. As MTN's Marin Sue reports, the Evergreen community, as well as Columbia Falls High School, are in shock.
Just imagine it's the middle of the night when all of a sudden a car comes crashing through the side of your home. That's exactly what happened to a 15-year-old girl here on Spring Creek Drive in Evergreen. Around 2 a.m. this morning, 31-year-old Jared Parsons struck a house on Spring Creek Drive in Evergreen, killing a 15-year-old Columbia Falls High School freshman named Aaron. Flathead County Sheriff's Office tells me Parsons is being held without bond on pending vehicular negligent homicide, failure to remain at the scene, and driving while suspended on charges. Montana Highway Patrol confirms that alcohol and speeding are suspected in this case. I spoke with Travis Brewer with the Sheriff's Office, who tells me how an accident like this can affect a community.
Incidents like this cause a lot of stress and trauma in our neighborhoods. These are all our neighbors, and we're all kind of in this together. So we just ask that the public, if you have to reach out to the family. They need their prayers.
To help, Columbia Falls High School has extra counselors on staff to assist any students in need. And a GoFundMe campaign is set up to help cover Aaron's memorial costs. Montana Highway Patrol will continue to investigate. In Evergreen, I'm Marin Sue, MTN News.
All right, thanks, Marin, for that. Well, new at 9, Exxon will pay $1 million in environmental damages related to a 2011 oil spill into the Yellowstone River near Laurel. This stems from a 2015 settlement. The underground oil pipe broke, spilling 63,000 gallons of crude oil into the river. 140 people were evacuated from their homes. The oil moved 240 miles within 2 days. Exxon already paid $12 million in state fines, which went to restoration of the river. New information tonight regarding a Billings man accused of operating a prostitution ring at a local massage parlor. 61-year-old Scott Petri pled not guilty in federal court, and he faces conspiracy, coercion, and bringing a person out of state to work as a prostitute. Prosecutors say Petri committed his crimes through King Spa and A Spa in Billings. Petri was released from jail pending trial. Two major hospitals in central Montana are announcing plans to consolidate. St. Peter's Health in Helena and Broadwater Health in Townsend signed a letter of intent after Broadwater said that they're facing financial challenges. So they contacted St. Peter's about a possible partnership. Now both hope to provide more consistent care.
We feel at St. Peter's that there is an importance for care to continue in that community, and that we've been very pleased with the conversations that we have had with Broadwater Health Center and our ability to partner together to meet those needs. So we hope to see that expand and grow, and to ensure that people can get local access to care.
Well, hospital leaders will say they will take the next 90 days to develop that transition plan. New technology is helping tourism experts attract wealthy visitors to our state. New numbers show 12.4 million visitors came to Montana just last year, but that is a slight decline from the year before. However, it's the pocketbooks of those visitors that is getting bigger. Glacier Country Tourism helps market Montana to tourists, and they say the technology pinpoints an exact consumer to market to.
Modern technology allows us to do a lot of very targeted marketing. We have geographic, demographic, but psychographic marketing is really where it plays now, where we are looking at people that like to do specific activities. They come during a specific season, they like to hike, they like to bike, they like to snowmobile or ski. We're able to literally target them through our digital marketing.
Well, roughly a third of visitors that came to Montana entered through the western parts of our state. Governor Steve Bullock appeared in Butte for a pretty hush-hush reason today. This amidst rumors that he may run for president. Previously, though, saying no news will come until after the legislature has wrapped up. MTN's John Amy was at that meeting.
Governor Steve Bullock held a town hall meeting which was closed to the media here in Butte at the Carpenters Union Hall Friday afternoon. This meeting was first announced early Friday morning in a social media post by the Butte Area Rising Coalition, which stated the governor was going to discuss plans about the 2020 election. The governor arrived at the meeting with his own private film crew. Everyone who attended the meeting had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, meaning they could not discuss what was said at this meeting.
Yeah, we all signed NDAs, but basically it wasn't exciting unless you really like him, because it was a lot of fun to listen to some of his viewpoints on where we are in the state and in our country.
Well, the governor spoke to me right after the meeting, and he said this was just a town hall meeting, and he didn't discuss any plans about what he would do in 2020.
The legislature just left town. They left 300 bills on my desk. So literally, I have quite a bit of work to do to sort the rest of that out, and haven't made any decisions what I do after I get to serve governor.
Word of this meeting fired up more speculation about the governor's plans to possibly run for the presidency.
It sounds to me, given the fact that you had private vehicles, you had a film crew, they had NDOs signed, that all sounds to me like he's getting footage in some particular capacity to put into one of these video type announcements. I think this is probably a precursor to maybe a significant announcement that he's running for president.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
All right, Governor Bullock made several visits to Iowa already. That's the first among contest nominations to select a U.S. presidential candidate. Already a brawl of the wild for Grizz and Cats fans. As new information is released surrounding televised football games, Cats fans are criticizing Root Sports, saying their schedule favors the Grizz. Root announced it will air 6 Grizz games. There they are on your screen in its regional network. Meanwhile, the Cats, they're only going to get 2 after they, as well, had a better season. Well, experts say the 2 Montana schools are the biggest viewing numbers for Root, so this decision has fans scratching their heads a little bit. Carroll College says that they will use a $1 million grant to create a nursing simulation center. The grant is from E.L. Wieglin Foundation. The school is going to reconfigure the nursing department's classroom space and add some equipment, and students will get to see real-world scenarios. School leaders say this will provide more options for students.
We're really springboarding that to move us forward in several key health professions areas. So over the next couple of years, we will be developing a physician assistant program, a master of social work, licensed clinical practitioner, a master of genetic counseling.
Last year, the nursing program saw a 100% pass rate on the national RN exam. Okay, so it is probably safe to say that there's something in the water at the Billings Labor and Delivery Wing at one of the hospitals. MTN's Samantha Sullivan checked in on a recent baby boom.
I actually made it to number 4 before my eye started to twitch just a little bit. So at number 4, I thought, oh boy, this might be a little bit challenging.
The labor and delivery unit at St. Vincent Healthcare experiencing a bit of a baby boom. 6 OB nurses pregnant with babies due this summer. 2 are due next week.
Our work family, they're excited, just as excited about having our babies, that they can be a part of it as we are. And so it's been fun to be pregnant together with these girls and with our work family.
We all take care of each other. Like if somebody is not feeling okay or whatever, we surround them and try to support them.
With so many nurses out on maternity leave, coupled with summer being a popular time to take vacation, the department has brought in a few traveling nurses and is even getting some help from NICU nurses who have offered to help cover shifts.
Kudos to those who aren't pregnant because they're going to be working extra hard this summer.
Hi, you guys are so cute. We all know how to deliver babies, but we may not know how they're made.
You know, as stressful as it might be as a manager, I've worked here for 17 years on this unit, and I have seen each one of these guys come in, grow, we've trained them, and so it's like adding to our family.
Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe just a little baby fever. Either way, Bobby says it's an exciting time, but she is hoping there aren't any more pregnancy announcements for at least a little while.
I'm assuming now you've told everybody in the department they have to wait a while before they get pregnant.
Yes. I have. I think we probably have a few more, and they're waiting to tell me until I recover a little bit, and then they'll come and let me know.
In Billings, Samantha Sullivan, MTN News.
2 of the nurses are due Wednesday. The latest due date is the beginning of August. Some challenges, I guess you could say, for racers at the 40th annual Icebreaker Road Race in Great Falls. The race is this Sunday, and now crews are preparing for some below average temperatures and possibly even some snow. But the race is still set to go on no matter what weather will come. You can still register up until the day of the race. Still to come on tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news, a Montana farmer is undertaking an ambitious project to help flood victims in a completely other state. We'll show you how after the break. And just around the break, the weekend is here, so Bob McGuire has our state's weekend weather forecast.